at about 4 a.m. this morning and caught a flight to West Palm Beach, Florida, and did meetings today. I found a couple people that were willing to go to work, and I went to work and support with them. So we got some meetings tomorrow as well. But yeah, I'm excited to be here with you guys. And I always, first off, I just want to applaud every single one of you guys. I don't really care what rank you are. I don't care if this is your first training or this is your 150th training. At the end of the day, we live in a world where so many people start to justify that their life is just where it was supposed to be, right? And at the end of the day, every single one of you on here found this as a vehicle that could give you more. And whereas a lot of people in the world want more, but they're not willing to do what it takes to do it. Okay, so I want you to pat yourself on the back, whether you're brand new or maybe you're at a rank, you're eager to get to the next one. You've already made the biggest choice of change on a personal level, right? And the next step what we're going to talk about is how to actually activate what you guys have started doing here in LifeVantage. So I want to start by sharing with you guys my history. I feel that whenever you hear of someone's background and where they come from, it helps you build your belief to know that anything is possible. And when you hear my story, you realize I didn't get where I'm at because I'm special. And when you realize that I can do it, you're definitely going to know that you can do it. But I grew up here in Tampa, Florida, and my family was in construction. My dad was a general contractor, and I grew up around heavy construction. You guys just saw there was a very, very bad hurricane. If you didn't, there's a very bad hurricane that hit last week in Louisiana. That's where I live now. It hit about 3.5 hours from my house, and it's devastating, very, very bad. But that's what I used to do. So I grew up, my family used to be the person that the government in the United States would call to go clean up a city after that disaster, whether it's a hurricane, an ice storm, tornado. So I grew up around that my whole life. I had a passion for it. And my father was killed when I was 14. And it kind of just made me realize in life, you know what, sometimes we have things planned and you don't ever know what's going to change that plan, right? And so obviously you have choices to make in life. And I just chose to, figure life out. And I started to really get nervous because obviously I had a plan to go work with Dad and now he's gone. So I was like, you know what, I got to go be successful in life. And I remember being in 10th grade, I was 16 years old. And sitting around with my buddies at school, and we were talking about what sports we were going to play and what college we were going to go to. And I was like, man, that conversation is just not making sense to me. And they're like, what do you mean? Everybody goes to college. I'm like, I'm just ready to go to start my life. I'm ready to go to work. I see people ahead of me go to college. It seems fun. It seems like kids have a wonderful time, but then they get out and they don't know where to go. They got all this debt. And I'm like, look, I ain't got nobody to have my back. I'm on my own. So I decided to drop out of school, not because I was a punk kid and a loser. I was just going to work. And I took the theory in life, if someone has something you want, go do what they've done and you'll get it. Every human being in this world is equal. The only thing that separates any one of us are the choices that we make. So my theory was it didn't make sense for me to go to college to have a professor teach me how to run a business, and he's not running a business, right? So I decided to drop out of school, surround myself with people that have what I want. And I did. I watched the successful people in that business. And every year my company got bigger and I kept growing. And by the time I was 24 years of age, I made my first $1 million. So I thought I had life figured out. I mean, every year I was making more money. And, the economy here in the States altered. And a lot of people got into that business of cleaning up disaster relief work. And there wasn't much money to be made anymore. So I ended up moving to Dominican Republic. It's an island just south of the United States. Puerto Rico and Haiti and Dominican Republic are all right there together. They're very rich in minerals. And so I moved down there, invested my whole life savings, and I bought a gypsum mine. And I started mining gypsum. If you're going, what's gypsum? Drywall. Drywall is 100% gypsum. Gypsum's in everything. So I had a gypsum mine. I lived in Dominican Republic for a year, and everything was going great. And out of my control, the United States in 2007, 8, and 9 went through a very, very, very bad economy crash. Well, my investors that were backing me, they pulled out. So after investing everything I owned, living there for a year, my investors called me in August of 2009 and said, listen, we got to come back. We can't fund operations anymore. It's over. So I literally came back to the States with no car, no house, suitcase full of clothes. I lost everything I owned. It was the most depressing, lowest point in my life. Again, one of those points in your life that you have a choice, right? We can cry or spill milk, can't change anything, or you can just pick your head up and figure things out. And so from August to November, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do to get back on my feet. And that's when Brandon and Lynette Cunningham, you guys might know them, Pro 10s. Lynette's my sister. A lot of people don't realize that. So Brandon and Lynette called and said, hey, we want to share some information with you. Come to the house. And they played the ABC Investigative Report for me. And honestly, I didn't get it. I looked at Brandon, I'm like, what does this have to do with me? And he's like, well, we're a publicly traded company, and we've got this patents on the solution the medical world is looking for. And I'm like, okay, well, who knows about it? He's like, no one, just us. I'm like, wait, we're a publicly traded company. We have patents on the biggest solution in the medical space, and no one knows about it. And we get to position ourselves in front of the masses. I said, I'm in. So after talking to him 20 minutes, I called Casey, which was my girlfriend at the time. I'm like, hey, get all our money together. And she started laughing. She's like, what money? I'm like, I'm not kidding. Get all our money together. We're doing this. And then she started crying. And she's like, if we spend this money to get into LifeVantage, we're going to have $200 to our name. Guys, we didn't have a car. We were renting a bedroom from a friend of ours. We lost everything. We had just got a $1,500 purple minivan so I could work out of it and get from point A to point B. And we literally spent all the money we had, leaving us with $200 to our name. Because here's the deal. If you don't change whatever path you're on, you can't expect your life to change, right? And I didn't like where my life was. And so I saw this opportunity as a way for me to get back on my feet. And so, I was coachable. I never did network marketing before. I knew nothing about the medical world. I can't spell half the stuff we talk about from a medical standpoint. But here's what I understand in business. If you ever have the opportunity to position yourself in front of the masses, those are the people that win. If you think about every successful person in the world that we watch movies about it, we read books about it, they found a void, they figured out how to fill it, and they position themselves before everybody else. And when you do that, you win huge in business. And so for me, this was an absolute no-brainer to get involved with LifeVantage. The crazy thing about it is we talk about ignorance on fire. Well, I was ignorance on fire. I had no clue what I was talking about, but I had success. You know why? Because I was talking, right? Because I was excited, because I had passion, because I had hope when I was talking to people. You see, as distributors, we get so caught up on how powerful our products are. We get so caught up on the details. I didn't know any of that stuff, but I had a lot of success because people knew that I saw something, right? And so what you have to understand for you when you're building your business, it's a lot more important to have confidence and posture when you're talking to someone than having all the facts. Because at the end of the day, no one wants to be sold any information. And when you have those facts, in essence, you're proving or selling that information, right? But here's what no one wants. No one wants to be left behind, you see? And so when you have that confidence and posture, you're giving information to people, you're not desperate. And so when you have that confidence and posture, giving people a little bit of information, it could just be excitement. They want that, right? I mean, how many times have you been sitting in a room and you've been having a conversation, just calm, talking to someone, and someone walks in the room, you don't even know the person, and they're laughing hysterical. You immediately adjust your body. You start to smile. You have no clue what they just said. You see, emotion's contagious, right? And so when you are excited about the opportunity of LifeVantage, excited about what the products do, people sense that. That's way more important than the peer-reviewed studies and what this product does and the genes and the activate, all that kind of stuff. So as a distributor, we have to remember, and the reason why I'm sharing this with you guys is this. We all get caught up in it, right? Sometimes we hide behind the power of our science. We've got all these peer-reviewed studies. All these institutions said it's the most powerful product in the world, okay? But you forget why you said yes to this opportunity. So what you have to do is always remember why you said yes. Here's what I understand. When we're out explaining things to people, you have to know your audience before you start having a real conversation. What I love about network marketing and why I feel it's the most powerful business model in the world versus traditional business, let's think about something. In traditional business, how do you get paid? You get paid off of your efforts. You get paid off of your skill and your knowledge, right? And the more you perfect your knowledge and more you perfect your skill, the more money you make in traditional business, right? So your rewards, in essence, in traditional business come off of your skill effort, okay? Well, not everybody has skill. Not everybody has the same ability to learn things, right? Why I love network marketing is we're getting rewarded not off of skill, okay? We're getting rewarded. It's a business model that was designed around human behavior. Human behavior, what is human behavior? You see, from the time you were born, what we do as humans is when something comes into our life that brings us joy, we share that information, right? We don't care about the facts. We don't know where that steakhouse gets their steaks. We don't know where that steakhouse, how they prepare it or marinate the steak. We just know we like the steak, and I'm going to tell you to go eat at the steakhouse, right? We don't care about the details. You see, as humans, we share information with people that brought us joy. Why? Because we want you, someone we care about, to have that same enjoyment. That's it. Network marketing rewards behavior financially off of doing the exact same thing. What you need to do is be you. You don't need to change who you are. We don't have to become many scientists. We don't have to become professional network marketers in order to get your business up and coming. Now, obviously, as you hit the ranks, yes, there's a profession involved. We want to perfect our skill. But what you have to remember is where you came from and how you felt the first time you got this information, okay? And so, honestly, I had a lot of success because I was just ignorant on fire. I was so fired up that I had light at the end of the tunnel financially, that I wasn't going to settle to going back to in essence, a job, working 9 to 5, going through your whole life living for the weekends, right? Because think about it. If you have a successful job, I don't really give a crap how much money you make. If you have a job, it owns you. And Monday through Friday, typically, the job owns you. So think about it. As a husband, as a father, I feel my job is to go provide for my family, right? Traditionally, I have to take time away from the people that I'm going to, in essence, fight for. I love them. I want to provide for them, but I've got to go set a job Monday through Friday. And network marketing, we can build this business with them. So there's just a lot of different things that I hope to really appreciate in learning this business model. And one of the things I'll tell you that everyone needs to do if you really want to create a lot of success in this is you have to change the way that you think. You see, a lot of times we get involved with this opportunity and we want the end result. Here's what I want you to know. Every single person in the world, I don't care how wealthy or how broke, how healthy, how sick, how much time you have with your family or not, there is no one in the world that would say no to more money. Nobody. There's no one in the world that would say no to better health. There's no one in the world that would say no to more vacation, more time. There's no one in the world that's going to say no. See, your prospects are saying no to you because they don't believe that's possible. But what you have to know with confidence is if they fully understand what we had, they would not say no, right? So here's what you have to do is work on the way that you think, all right? And coming into network marketing, before network marketing, the way that our mind is programmed is to feed off instant gratification. From the time you were born, you fed off instant gratification, right? Your mom used to go, okay, you pee-pee in the potty. We'll have a pee-pee in the potty party, right? And then when you get out of those diapers, we have another party. And when you get good grades, sonny boy, we're going to have another party. So everything in life is if you do this, you get this, right? And it encourages you to do this because you want that, right? And then as you grow up, you're still doing it, right? And what you don't realize is as an adult in a traditional business, you don't even realize that you have justified how much your time is worth. Every single one of you. Before getting in network marketing, you justified what you were worth. And what I mean by that is some of you were working a job making $20 an hour, and you were okay with that. Some of you had a job making $50 an hour, and you were okay with that. Some wouldn't even think about getting out of bed for $20 an hour because you were a $100 an hour man, right? Or a woman, okay? So what happens is we start to justify and allow a dollar amount to take our time, you see? And once we have figured out what our time is worth, we're okay with trading time for that money. And what I mean by that is if you're a person that's used to making $50 an hour, you're not going to go to work if your boss says, hey, this week, we're only going to pay you 10. No, I make $50 an hour. I'm not going to work for $10 an hour, right? It doesn't work that way. I mean, our whole life has been that way. And then we get network marketing. Why do we get network marketing? Well, a lot of you got involved because you saw the power of products, right? Half of you probably said yes because you understood or excited about what the product did. And then the other half goes, holy crap, this is a massive opportunity that I can go create income for my family and gain time back and enjoy my family, right? So there's opportunity excitement, there's product excitement, but at the end of the day, whatever that was that excites you is what we have to talk about. But what happens is, because it made sense to you, and you make that list of people, mom, dad, sister, brother, neighbor, friend, we got a list of this many people. We pick that phone up, we start calling people, and they tell you no. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I called 10 people and 8 people said, I'm not interested. You know what? I tried network marketing. I was excited, but it just didn't work. No, that's not the case. You see, you never took the time to change the way that you thought. You see, you were still going into it with the concept of instant gratification. What you were doing is you were weighing out the effort I was putting in, and you were looking at what you were getting out. And you hear top leadership in the industry talk all the time about successful people. What you have to do is stick to the system, because systems never fail. People fail your system, right? And what you need to do as a leader is you need to divorce your results and marry the process. Why? Here's what you have to understand is systems work. We know how to build this LifeVantage network marketing business. We know how, if you follow what leadership in front of you tell you to do, you will work. One thing that you will never, ever hear leadership say, or the proven plan say, is a timeline. We don't know that, because every single one of us timeline is different. What we do know, if you continue to focus on the process with action and say consistency, the results will come. Okay, so we've got to change the way that we think. We can't look at those 10 phone calls that told us no and go, oh, I called 10 people, but I got 10 no's, right? What we got to look at is, this is not a product that some people might consume. You guys realize that, right? The products LifeVantage represent, they're not products that some people might take. This isn't a product that may make you feel warm and fuzzy and may give you results. These products work 100% of every mammal tested, and this is where medicine's headed. Okay, we live in a world where technology is changing every day. And when technology gets better, society adapts. We live in a world where everyone wants the best available thing they can get their hands on, right? Convenience, whatever it may be, right? And so when you realize at the end of the day, what LifeVantage really is not just an opportunity to go put a good product in people's hands. LifeVantage is an opportunity to go be first to market and create a brand. To create a brand, we're talking about the first ones to create a path through the forest, right? It's a lot of legwork. It's education. But when you get all the trees down, you got that path, it's so easy to bring the bulldozers in and bring the dirt, right? It's that creating that path at first is so difficult, what we're doing right now. Well, from a business standpoint, who reaps the biggest rewards? The ones that lay the path. The ones that position ourselves in front of the masses win the biggest. We got to change the way that we think and realize the timing that we're in at this company. Your neighbors think you're crazy when you're talking about this. You're telling them about products and what these products are doing that their doctors have never even heard of, the technology of Nerf2 activation, right? The way the world thinks is, oh, you have a problem here? Well, let's just put an additive here. They're all thinking on what I can add to my body to make it better. And then we come and tell them, just flip the switch on. And they're like, what? Doesn't even make sense. Nobody flips the switch on. We just add stuff. We take supplements, supplement the body where it's deficient, put additives in it. No. We flip the switch. So it's foreign to everyone. So again, you have to get this information in people and not become emotionally attached to what they think, right? So if you know that the world is going to come around to the understanding of nutrigenomics is the way you take care of your body, then it doesn't matter who sees it and has the vision like you right now. Because when you become emotionally attached to what your prospects say or get excited about this, you're giving those prospects your future. You're allowing your prospects, your cousin, your neighbor, your sister, your brother, your mom, to predict your future. And at the end of the day, the reason why you said yes to this opportunity is you wanted more. And at the end of the day, there's no one or nothing that's going to predict that but you. And so again, where your confidence and posture comes in of just getting this information in front of people, I'm not waiting for the yeses. I'm just going to continue to plant the seeds. It's kind of like farming, right? And so what you have to understand about farming Farming is farming. There's principles of farming, just like there's principles of network marketing. There's different seeds, strawberry seeds. We've got a crop in 2 months. We're doing the exact same process, the same principles of farming as the seed of a tree. That may take 5 years to produce something, right? And in 5 years, once that tree is ready to sell, guess what? It's worth more money than a strawberry, but it took 5 years to get that. So again, you stick to the principles, techniques, the systems of what we know works, and eventually things happen from a success standpoint. But I'll tell you this, your mindset is very critical. People fail network marketing because they never change their mindset. People don't have success in network marketing because it's difficult. It's not difficult. It's the easiest thing you've ever done. But it's the hardest thing to do is when you have to look in the mirror and say, you know what, I need to change myself, right? I need not be so critical of people, judge people, be more loving, listen more, all these different things, right? It's one of these things where in our business, we know that success loves speed. And the more you put in, the more you're going to get out. But what you have to understand is you, as a leader, you need to run your business with speed, right? That's how you, create a following, develop leadership. Once you have that, start to have that conversation with a person is when you need to realize that you're a friend, you're a son, you're a cousin, you're a neighbor, right? You don't change the speed of you growing your business, meaning you don't change the speed of you planting those seeds, but don't speed up the crop. Don't speed up the process of that seed. When you're planting a seed, you don't know if it's a strawberry seed that comes to fruition in 2 months or a tree seed that comes to fruition in 5 years. You cannot speed the process up of that tree. So half of your prospects right now may be trees, and they're going to marinate. Let me tell you something. Every single one of them, I don't care if they are mad because you told them, mad because you're in network marketing, and they told you the whole scam deal and all that crap. Listen, all of that stuff is fake. The only reason people are saying that is they don't have belief in themselves. Again, if people realize that you could have more money, more time, and better health, they're not going to say no. People say no because they've lost confidence in themselves. Here's what I realized in November, it'll be 11 years I've been in network marketing, Work-Life Vantage. Here's what I understand is at the beginning, I used to think, man, that person's not that smart. I mean, if they say no to this, I mean, are they blind? I mean, come on. I mean, how could you say no to partnering with a publicly traded company, trading stock on the NASDAQ? It's part of the Russell 3000, meaning that the street thinks that we're the most powerful company, top 3,000 in the world. We've got the biggest institutions around the world that everyone trusts what they say about their health. They're putting their reputation on the line, saying this is where medicine's heading. And we get to benefit financially by just putting this information in front of people. We're not telling you to go get a degree. We're not telling you have to understand science or spell the stuff for it. We just got to get excited about what it is and put in front of people, right? And so the point of it is the more you do that, the more you succeed. But you have to have the right frame of mind to not expect anything to happen. And let me tell you something. One of the biggest things I feel like looking at working with new distributors now, and people always ask, why did you have so much success at the beginning? It's because I was not calling my friends to get their approval. Let me tell you something. When I came back to America in August of 2009, there was no one paying my bills. There was no one that showed up and said, hey, Fred, here's the key to a house. Hey, Fred, here's food. We ate the Roman noodles because that's all we could afford. So the point of it is, at the lowest point of my life, guess what? Those same people that may have judged me for getting in network marketing, they weren't giving me anything to help me out. So why in the heck am I going to let them control my future, right? So again, it's that confidence and posture. At the end of the day, you're the only person that puts the boundaries in your life. That's it. You either have a lot of boundaries or you don't. You're in control of that. So at the end of the day, again, change the way that you think and realize the end result is better. Traditional business, there is no result. Think about it. Think about some of the most wealthiest people you know that have the big companies, right? How much time and effort do they have with their family? Think about that. I mean, what do we get married for? Why do we have kids? Just to say, oh, I made $1 million for you. Oh, I bought you a big old house. Oh, I bought you a new car. But I'm not going to be able to see you. I can't take you to school. I'm not going to be there when you're sick because daddy's got to go work. I mean, what are we here for? So at the end of the day, what you're fighting for has an end result. And at the end of the day, why I love the People at Life Vantage is we're not sitting around just talking about Lamborghinis and Ferraris. And there's nothing wrong with that kind of stuff if you want it. But at the end of the day, our passion, what drives us is getting more time with our family and helping other people have more time with their family. Because at the end of the day, that's what's important, right? So, again, I just tell you guys this, from a financial standpoint, you guys can play as big as you want. What I love about network marketing is I don't like rules ever. I don't like rules in my life. I don't like boundaries in my life. I don't like to feel controlled whatsoever. What I love about this is there is no boundaries or caps in how much money you make in this. If you're here to make a couple extra $1,000 a month, go for it. We're going to support you. Just like the same person that's here to make a couple $100,000 a month. And guess what? You are the only one that can predict how fast that happens. Let me give you a timeline, okay? And I'm not making a claim. I'm just telling you like it is. So you guys know I left myself with $200 to my name. In 2 weeks, we doubled our money. And then I realized that I could double dip on the compensation plan if I put my girlfriend at the time in. My biggest joke is we got married once I understood the matching bonus, right? So I was able to enroll my wife. She's a Pro 8. I'm a Pro 9. Doubled our money in 2 weeks. In 16 months, we were at a leveraged residual check of $10,000 a month. In 28 months, it hit 40 grand a month. In a little over 30 months, we broke 50 grand a month. Okay. And the reason why I tell you that is I want you to realize what's possible. I'm not a special person. I was a focused person. I realized what we had our hands on. And again, I made the choice that I wouldn't allow anyone or anything to predict my future. And I took control of the opportunity that I had. It wasn't about my upline. It wasn't about my downline. It was all about me, my efforts, my consistency. And I'll close with this, guys. One of the biggest things I've ever heard, most powerful message that I've held tight from a mentor of mine was this: successful people always do what they say they're going to do once that emotion has left them. Think about that for a second. How many times you get a new distributor that's signed up, they're fired up, they're going to be the fastest elite distributor in the company, going to Pro 10, nothing is going to get in my way. But you know what? You're emotionally excited about the possibilities. You haven't even hit the pavement yet. You haven't got rejected yet. None of it. Successful people will continue to do what they said they were going to do. I'm not going to quit. Nothing's going to stop me. Even once that emotion they said it is gone. That's what successful people do. And if you think about anything in life, whether it's losing weight, don't take my advice there because obviously I need help with that. But I do know, just like everybody else, what I need to do. I just choose not to because I love food. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, here's the deal. No matter what you're trying to achieve, you have to stay consistent. Your marriage, any goal that you're trying to achieve, you have to stay consistent. LifeVantage, it's a business. You have to remember you're now a business owner. Okay? The business is not just going to grow by hitting refresh. Trust me, I tried that for a long time. I would hit refresh. I'd hit refresh. It wasn't growing. You know why? I was sitting back here refresh, waiting for my team to grow. I was going to put my future in my team's hands. No. See, as leaders, we don't allow anyone to control our future. We are always in control. And if you have that mindset that you are always in control, guess what happens? The leadership that you're developing, they will follow in your footsteps, because I will tell you this, your team does not hear what you say. They do not. I don't care if you're the best presenter, the best trainer in the world. They do not hear a word you say, but they see what you do, period. Okay? So at the end of the day, I just want to tell you guys, I applaud every single one of you guys, again, for taking, your future, your finances, for your family, and saying, you know what, I'm willing to do something different, because network marketing is different. We weren't taught this in school, which is stupid, right? Here's what blows my mind, okay? Everything about our life has changed. Everything. From the way that we shop, from the way that we communicate, from the way that business is trained, everything's changed, right? But what's not changed is the way that people are still going out and searching for a job. If you can agree that everything around you has changed, and I've not met a person that says, no, it's the same as my whole life. No. Everyone realizes that everything in the world has changed. Isn't it just common sense? If you don't change, you're left behind, right? So at the end of the day, that's why I applaud you guys, because you identified and was willing to change and you went for it. So I love hanging out with the Aussies. You guys are a fun group. I can't wait to get out there once this world, hopefully gets back to normal soon. Your leadership is phenomenal. We love what you guys are doing. You guys are on an island by yourself, and sometimes it's difficult because you feel like you're not in the mix. I went through that too. Brandon and I were in Florida, and everybody else was on the West Coast of the United States. And, we felt like, oh man, it would be so cool if we were in, Denver. Everybody's in Denver, or or Salt Lake City. Everybody's in Salt Lake City. It's just me and Brandon. Poor us. You know what? It's just how you think. Because if you really think about it, we had a bigger opportunity to capture and make a bigger net. Okay, so I applaud you guys for taking that country and growing it like you guys have, and just know we're all here to help you guys out. Life Vantage is one big family. We all have the same vision, the same purpose in life. Whatever we can do to help you. And you said you want to thank me for taking my time out of a free vacation at Atlantis to sit there and talk, train you guys. Listen, that has not worked to me. Okay, Life Vantage has given me my life back. It's given me a life that was it's unfathomable. Like the way that I look about it is losing everything because my gypsum mine failed, where I had a 10-year plan to be $1 billion company and eventually have a drywall plant on the premises of my mine, and it was all wiped away. Where you think, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's over. Let's rewind that. Let's just say the economy didn't crash in the U.S. Let's just say everything continued to go correctly like I wanted in Dominican Republic. I'd probably be a very, very wealthy man, right? May not have a family. I may be working 6-7 days a week. Is that life? So with Life Vantage, it's given me a life that we can only dream of. And that's the exciting thing, is you get to dream again, and you get to create whatever life you deserve. And that's what's important. So I'm going to pass the time back to you guys. I really, really appreciate you guys inviting me. Let me know what I can do to help you out in any way possible. We're in this thing together. So.
Thank you so much, Fred. Just dropping into the chat there, there's so many comments, just people reiterating some of your powerful messages. The biggest takeaway one for me, I think, was posture over facts. Just getting out and doing it. So many people, as you said, believe they need to know everything before they get out and share, and it's just not the case. So look, there's just so much more there. Let me just see what other people are saying. Consistently taking inspired action towards your goals. Love you, Fred. So raw and so real. Thank you so much. Brilliant information. Mindset 100%. Exercising your brain. And the list goes on. So Fred, thank you. I know it's late for you over there in beautiful Florida. It's after 10. We'll let you go and chill now. We certainly hope that you'll come back and join us here in the South Pacific, and we'd love to see you join us down here at some stage when we're all flying again. So thank you again, Fred Graves. Till next time.
Guys, have a great day.
Thanks, Fred.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so people, thank you so much for being here. We have another just special guest today. We have a brand new Pro 5. This new Pro 5 is from down in Melbourne, in Victoria. Ange, have you got the view up there? And so I'd love to introduce you all to a very special woman and our newest Pro 5, Susan Young. Are you there?
And you'll just have to make Susan a panelist.
Hello, Susan. Where are you? Here she is. Okay, she's coming on now. Susan, can you hear us okay? There she is.
Yes,
she's in the rocket chair.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Claire, can you see us okay?
Certainly can. You look beautiful, Susan, as always.
Oh, thank you, Claire.
Well, you've certainly got a lovely big smile. So, Susan, on behalf of all of us, congratulations on achieving Pro 5. It's an incredible achievement. And everybody, I just want you to know that this incredible woman has just done so much for other people for so long. And, she's just given tirelessly to her team, to Crossline, and she's helped us in corporate run events down in Melbourne, and always gone over and above and beyond any sort of expectation whatsoever. So it's just a really big deal to see you here today on this call as a Pro 5 at last. It's super, super happy. And so just wanted to ask you just a few questions, Susan, about your journey to Pro5 that might help some others there that have maybe been stuck on 3 or 4 for a little while and feeling like this is never going to happen. I'm helping other people, which is great, but hello, what about me? So, I wanted to ask you a few questions that, how did you sort of stay focused to do a run amid you are in still a really heavy lockdown down there in Melbourne. So what a time to be running. How, what got you to the space where you felt like this is it, I'm just going for it right now?
Well, certainly it's not a consistent environment to determine whether it's a good or bad time to go for anything, Pam, because I've seen both sides of the equation. I mean, I had customers that were ordering 6 months at a time and 3 months at a time drop off this month when I was running. So there are people that are very afraid to spend the money, either because they don't have it or because they fear they may not have it in the future. But there's also a lot of people out there who really are looking to do whatever they can to protect themselves health-wise. And also there are people out there, I think what COVID has done is it's actually brought about people who have really started taking stock of their lives and really analyzing, looking at whether what they are doing, what they are literally trading their time and their energy for is actually what they really love and enjoy. And then there are the people who are maybe in their early 50s saying, gee, I'm not going to have enough. So they are out looking to start digging their well before they're thirsty so that they've got some kind of future security. So I guess I didn't react to that at all. I just did not react to the environment. I've never sort of been a victim. So for me, it wasn't about I can't build now because of all that's going on. It was more that I didn't see COVID as a reason to either deviate or to be opportunistic, because I would never want it to be seen as opportunistic in these times. Whether it was the right month, I don't know. Beata was very instrumental in pushing me and challenging me to go out of my comfort zone and to make a decision to run. And I guess once I'd made that decision, I just went about my business with integrity, with focus. I worked as hard as I could. And I did it according to my own values, which when looking back, I think I really was operating this month out of my strengths. I was operating out of my honesty and integrity and responsibility and empathy. So with talking to people, I was always always putting myself in their shoes, genuinely caring and putting myself in their shoes before I actually came up with any kind of offer or solution for them. And then mindset was huge as well. I did a lot of mindset work with limiting beliefs. I looked at my feelings of not feeling good enough. I did Earl Nightingale's Strangest Secret. I did mirror work. I did enough meditation. I did about a 2-hour mindset routine every morning before I started work. And and that's how I maintained the focus. And a lot of support as well from my mentors.
Wow, fantastic. You certainly are doing all the right things. What do you think was sort of different this month that you were running to the months before that? What did you sort of shape and shift up? Was it just the visualization work? What was kind of different within this month that it actually happened? Because I know that you've kind of wanted to do it a couple of other months, and we never see that as a failure. It's just continued growth. So what do you think was really different? Like, was there more acceleration? Was there more urgency about, more sort of numbers of reaching people?
I think I made a decision, and once I'd actually made that decision and committed to it, I had to just let go of everything else. I just knew that I just had to do my best and just let go of the outcomes, let go of everything. And I think I had a lot of luck as well, because I was just listening to Fred talking about planting seeds and growing trees and things. It just so happened that, I mean, when I was really trying hard a couple of months ago, I had 4 platinum packs fall through because of they didn't want to spend the money or whatever it was, or it wasn't the right time for them. And it just so happened that this month, some of those people that I'd been speaking to then, which I started speaking to about 18 months to 2 years ago, just came through. They said, right, now it's the right time. I'm ready. Let's enroll me. So and that was really almost, for me, it was almost like surreal. That at the beginning of month, I started with really 2 people who were wanting to work with me, and one of them broke their back about 4 days before she launched. And so it was just me and one of my distributors who were giving this a go. And I just thought, I mean, I actually thought to myself, why am I making this decision? This is crazy. But I listened, I made it, I was coachable, and I just went for it. And literally one of them was going to be coming in at 11:30 yesterday morning. And that was scary, but she actually sent me a message in the middle of Sunday night saying, right, I'm ready now, let's get on a Zoom. So I jumped up at 5 o'clock in the morning and got on that Zoom.
Funny how things happen, huh? When you make that commitment and that decision.
Yeah, and I think, Pam, persistence and gratitude are probably the 2 things that actually got me this far. I think that there's a lot of truth in the saying that you can only fail by quitting. Because I always knew this would happen. It wasn't that I didn't know it would happen. It was just when. And, you know, and I think I just treated it as a job. I think one of the things that's really important is so easy for us to think about what we don't have. But we need to stay in gratitude for what we do have. So all that time, I was just grateful for my monthly income whenever it came on the 16th. I was grateful for the product being good, the company being so amazing, my team, the leadership, you know, because things can always get worse. They can get better, but they can always get worse. So we really need to be grateful for what we have in the moment. And I also found that when you're in gratitude, you can't be in fear, because they operate from different frontal lobes in the brain, and they can't operate together. So I think gratitude is huge.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Gratitude is so important. Just waking up and being grateful that you woke up, I think, is a really big deal. So yeah, that's so important. You mentioned when we were chatting on the phone the other day that you kind of found your avatar, or, you know, like other people might call it your niche. So what would you like to share with us, what you've sort of identified is your strength area that you'd really like to focus on?
I think in terms of myself, or in terms of the people I want to bring.
The people that you want to bring into that you specifically would like to work with and identify as an area that you're going to be really strong with in building with?
Yeah, look, there are a lot of people in their, you know, from their 50s onwards, who are tired of doing the corporate slog. They're tired of actually doing that grind, and they're not necessarily going to be secure for it at the end of the day. So I think there are a lot of those sort of people that actually are looking for something else to do
Yeah.
in either in addition or as a transition, so that, you know, moving into the future, they'll have something that sustains them. And I think a lot of people are looking at that. You know, I can't wait
Absolutely.
for Wayne to come and join me, because I know he's over it. He's been doing that slog for a long time. So yeah, a lot of my team are people that are looking towards their retirement.
Yeah, well, it's not so easy just to retire here anymore, is it? Not when you live in Australia. So fantastic, Susan. Well, one just final question. Where to from here, and why do you keep doing what you're doing? If you could share with us, where are you going from now? What happens now you're Pro 5? And why are you, you know, is it your dream to have Wayne quit the corporate world and work with you and just enjoy life more so than so much hard slog? Or
Absolutely. I would be looking at certainly elite. I'm thinking nothing below Pro 8. And obviously I'd love to go all the way, but I think, you know, we've got to, again, be realistic and grateful that, and understand that not that many people go that far, but I don't see why I can't. You know, I don't see a reason why
Absolutely.
I can't. And I think it's kind of about, you know, part of what keeps me in is connection and community. You know, very, very early in the piece, I kind of, well, when I say early, about 2 years in, I had replaced a full-time income working for somebody else. And so there was absolutely no reason not to want to progress and go further. I mean, I could go and work for somebody else with none of the perks or flexibility of network marketing, or I could just work for myself and do it on my terms and go as far as I like, you know. So that's my aim. That's definitely my aim. But to build a massive global team and you know, be in the elite academy.
absolutely. Well, there's definitely a position vacant and one of them has your name on it, Susan. So congratulations again. And thank you so much for sharing. I hope that that's helped some of you out there just to keep going.
Just one more thing I would
Yeah.
like to say, Pam, is I never compared myself to anyone else. If I had, I don't know if I would be here, because I have a team of incredibly talented people. And so it's really important when that happens to not compare yourself and to kind of just leave your ego at the door and be grateful if people are zooming past you that are in your team, because it's only helping you. And then also just surrounding yourself with a community of people that are better than you.
I love that. I love
it's
one of my favorite.
Really, really helpful to just, you know, it helps you to step up.
I think that's lovely. One of my favorite sayings, your ego is not your amigo. You know, and, you know, it's always there. And sometimes we've just got to give it a little smack and keep it in check, right? But I love that about the speed, because you go at your own speed. You set the speed on your LifeVantage business. Of course, you know, I'm a fast driver. We like top gear. It's not for everybody. You've got to go at the speed that works for you. So, yeah, really sound advice. Thank you so much again for being with us today, Susan, and congratulations to you, and looking forward to celebrating with you and Wayne when we can get down to Melbourne, when you guys decide to open your doors. Who knows when that will be, but we will be there waiting to come and see you. So enjoy and celebrate your success, and we're looking forward to so much more success for you.
Thanks, Pam.
Till next time. So everybody, thank you. I'm just going to hand over to Claire now to share a couple of words, and then we'll close off the call. Welcome, Claire Duke.
Thank you, Pamela. Thank you, Susan. You are so beautiful and we're so grateful for you. Your words just always inspire us every time we're down there in Melbourne as well. So yeah, as Pam said, we can't wait for these borders to open so we can all come and celebrate with you. So thank you so much for sharing. Guys, I just wanted to say our next month success training webinar will be on Wednesday, the 9th of October. Daylight savings does kick in for the eastern states and New Zealand. So for us here in Queensland, it will be 11 a.m, but for the rest of Australia, it'll be 12 and New Zealand 2. We have the incredible Keith Abraham. For those that may not know who he is a founder of Passionate Performance. He is a really inspiring, humorous, he's just very lighthearted and down-to-earth guy. He's here in Queensland, and he's very gracefully offered to do our webinar on the 9th of October. And Pam and I had a discussion with him about, you know, what would be fitting right now. And with all the changing, as Susan said, being in lockdown and a lot of online and virtual trainings and Zooms we're doing, he's going to talk about online connection and turning that virtual from dull to dynamic, which I think will help a lot of us right now. How do you make this environment you know, inspiring to others to watch and do your prospecting and recruiting online? So put this in your calendars. It's not one to be missed. Make sure your teams are on as well. We are looking at Keith for future trainings as well. So love to get your feedback after he's on the 9th of October. So yeah, lock it in, and we're looking forward to having him on our call. So back to you, Miss Pamela Ferry.
Thank you, Claire. So we're excited, so excited to have Keith. So watch this space. Yes, that date is wrong, people. It's actually the 7th of October. So it's always on a Wednesday, our success training. Thank you all for being here today. We'll be announcing our Cash in Your Chips qualifiers in the next couple of days. So watch this space for that. Make sure you're registered for convention. It's coming up soon. And for all of you, we will see you on the call Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, 11 a.m. New Zealand time, to officially launch our customer referral program. Super excited. See you all on that call on Saturday. Have a great day. Goodbye.